Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to start it on the Valaverse 100th figure. I believe it's called the Bone Collector. Yeah, this is Bone Collector 2 technically. As we sit here and talk about it, this guy, it was convention exclusive to, I think, a Texas show for them. But it was available online and that's how I got mine. And yeah, here we are talking about the Bone Collector. Now, I really like the first one, which is why I'm glad I was able to grab this one, as it was just different enough that I can actually take off the body and do what I want. Everyone knows I'm terrible about tabbing, so I'm probably gonna have a hard time putting the vest back on, but I am gonna take it off to show you guys how it looks. But one of the coolest things is I very much enjoy this helmet piece. I really enjoy this. I like the mask characters. I feel like masks help you determine body language a lot better and also really show off a character. And then here we have our yelling sculpt, which is a yelling sculpt to the first Bone Collector, which I'll compare the two later. As you can see here, a little bit slightly red eyes, they sit right under. I like this sculpt a lot. So if you have the first Bone Collector, it's very nice to have this as it just tags along to what you were doing before. As you can see, I do like the plastic. The plastic is slightly different on this one as well too. I feel like it's a bit more sturdy and a little bit more matte. We can hit a T-pose. We have our bicep swivel. We do have a butterfly joint. We do have our double joint, which if you move the gauntlet up ever so slightly, you'll be able to fully use that double joint as well. Yes, Riley. There's an ab crunch underneath, but let's see how it does so with the crunch on there. So you can see it can still go forward. We have our drop down, but a lot of that articulation is going to be hindered up here. You'll still be able to tilt left and right, but nowhere near as much without this vest on. So you do lose some articulation with this highly armored vest, which I guess is supposed to protect his midsection, but because he does not care about his arms getting shot at. We have a drop down, we have a thigh swivel, we have a boot swivel as well. We can kick our legs up higher than that of 90 degrees. We have a double, ooh, that joint is tight. Ooh. We have a double joint, and we do have super generous ankle pivot. That joint is tight though. Ooh, there we go. So you can see where it's getting and where it's going. So that means when you want to do action scenes, you're probably really good in that lower articulation region, whereas the higher one, you're going to just be held up by that. So I think it fits the character, especially since it's supposed to be highly armored. We can take the gauntlets off, and a good example of that is we actually have a little tattoo here. Oh, I have a little bit of paint rub going on. I didn't notice that. But we do have a cool tattoo there, and I do think that's the number of kills because he has skulls tattooed there. So I'm assuming he's counting kills. I'm gonna leave a slight asymmetrical design, but what I am gonna do is we're gonna get ready to jump into our accessories, and we're gonna compare him to the first Bone Collector. So let's get to that. So let's get to it. First thing I wanna do is I'm gonna show him off next to the first one. And as you can see, same guy, just slightly different mask, and probably collecting more bones. Now, I do like that if you bought both, you now have a set that you can kind of, compare up to. And this head is larger because the mouth is open. I mean, your jaw is open. It makes more sense. More importantly, if you want to swap that around, you can easily do that. And they both look equally as good. So I'll definitely be doing that in photos. The gauntlets can even fit on these arms as well. So it's one of those things where I really like doing that. I like making my own stuff, kit bashing things. It's all that fun there. So you know what you're getting into. So I just wanted to show that off and let you know what you're getting into. Let's actually take this off and get our angry bald-headed man, which, is cool. He's bald. It makes sense. So first things first, we do get a base action force. So yeah. Then we will get our hands. So starting with our hands, here's our item holding hands. Then we will have that dual wielding weapon hand, where it takes two hands to hold the gun for a grip. We have our trigger hands, equally important. We will get a machete. We will get a backpack, which actually has the faction that he belongs to. We can actually put our machete through, actually go through the bottom. We can plug it into his back because it does fit there. I actually lift up just a little bit. So you have that plug-in, it fits there, it looks good. Then we still have our Gatling gun. Now with the Gatling gun, because I don't actually know how Gatling guns work, I've never held one. This actually has I believe this is some of the belt feed. You plug in right here, and you will get two options one for the regular bullets. I believe that comes out the other side through one side of the feed. And then we have bullets exiting the feed. These are all empty shells that have now exited. And then you get a large caliber bullet effect that can plug into any one of the peg holes. And yes, it does rotate. Mine has a little bit of like paint mesh to it, but also it's hot as balls. Oh, here we go, the belt feed. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. So I'm assuming, like I said, you are going to plug this in, yep, at one end, and it sits in there and it looks really good. So yeah, I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not a Gatling guns look great, but I am terrible about finding out the actual function. I'm gonna do some research on that for obvious reasons. But yeah, that about knocks in on our accessories. So what I'm gonna do is now, I'm gonna grab some figures that we can compare to and make it look cool, and I'll see you guys in a sec. So as we jump into the size comparison, you all saw previously how he squared up with his first version. I'm gonna do that again so you can get a quick chance to see it again, just in case you're skimming around the video, right? Basically around the same height. But when you compare it to something like a G.I. Joe Classified, you see that the Classified are a tad bit smaller, not by a lot, but just a little bit smaller. Then we're gonna move these guys away. And then if you compare it to a 6-inch scale like Spider-Man, here we are with Spider-Man. Again, a little bit smaller, but not by much. And I feel like they're in the same range. Next up, we have stuff like Hiya Toys. So here's the Hiya Toys Rambo. Definitely smaller, but still looks and feels in the same range. Again, not everybody's the same size, so I'm okay with that. Next up, here we are with an SHF. So here's SHF Camerata Kabuto, and you can see that it's significantly smaller. SHF has since then upscaled, but you can just get a feel for how it is. Next up, we're gonna do, here we are with a Mythic Legion, right? Then we can do a Savage Crucible, in case you wanna go sword and sorcery against the, militia-based urban warfare. Last but not least, here we are with my main man Ichigo on a Mezco Wolverine body. And even though the Mezco Wolverine is a tad bit smaller, it just fits my boy Ichigo. It's a tad bit smaller than normal Mezco styled stuff. So yeah, I have that 1.0 head on there. I'm gonna put the 2.0 one back on there because that's the new 1.0 head. Oh, one last thing. Let me actually take it out of the bag because I wanted to compare it. Here we are with a NECA Predator, the Alpha Predator specifically. And I chose that because I feel like Bone Collector and Alpha Predator would definitely have like offhanded beef of just bone collecting. And I just wanted to show off these two together. I'm gonna try to definitely get those two to do photos together and look really cool because I like stuff like that. I really do. But all in all, I enjoy the Bone Collector stuff. And just in case you're curious, there is a tab here, as you can see. Let me see if I can just, before we go in the video, we can see what kind of underlay he has. Okay, so it looks close to the red Garrison overlay. And this is why I don't like doing stuff like this on video. I'll be taking it apart looking crazy on video, right? Because I should have just put the arm up and I didn't even bother thinking about that. See, looking crazy. You let your intrusive thoughts win. But yeah, as you can see here, we have that close to Garrison body, but the red is actually different. Looks a little bit more burgundy, but you can see what you're getting into. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the photos. I hope you guys are having a good summer because like I said, by the time this goes up, I'll probably already be away. But I'm trying to have a few things to go up so that we have a little bit of enjoyment. So in the meantime, thank you guys for everything. Have a great summer. Please be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later.